Hi everybody, I'm here with a long awaited update because I've literally not filmed a video since I think it was September or August, so yeah, it's been a pretty long time and I'm really sorry that I've not updated you, but I'm back now and I filmed a few videos, so I will be getting them all up soon. But yeah, here's Primrose looking all grumpy, sat in a little tent. This is something that we've recently bought, the bunnies, which you'll see in another video because I've done a haul. But yeah, so she was really liking that. I've got Bertie here next to me, cutie. And we're just waiting on the floor to dry. I've just sprayed it with the Johnson spray and I'm going to be giving it a good clean. So yeah, I'm just going to sit up here because I've got 15 minutes to wait basically. And I thought it would be a really good time to update you on what the heck's been going on. So I've got some good news, I've got some bad news. If you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is mypamperedpets, same as my YouTube, then you'll probably know everything that's going on, but a lot of you only follow me on YouTube, so you won't know what's been happening. So I do have some sad updates for you. So as you can see, I only have Primrose and Bertie here with me, and that is because Reuben sadly passed away last year. So basically, in October time, I noticed that Reuben had started to lose a bit of weight, and the bunnies were due their vaccinations anyway, so I took them to the vets. And they got the vaccinations and they were all weighed and everything, and the vet said yeah, he has lost quite a lot of his weight and it was a little bit concerning, but just to keep an eye on him, and if he got any worse then to bring him in. So I kept an eye on him throughout this next week and I thought, he's not getting any better. I mean, he was still eating, he was still active, so everything else about him was absolutely fine. He didn't seem like in pain or anything, he was just getting very skinny, which was alarming. But as the vet had just said keep an eye on him, I didn't think it was anything too serious. And yes, that's what I was doing, keeping an eye on him. Primrose, you're being too cute for this sad story. Okay, so basically on the 29th of October, I decided that Reuben really had to go back to the vets. He was just like very unstable on his feet, and like he just couldn't stand up straight really without like swaying, and that was when I was like, okay, we need to get him back into the vets. But again, he was still eating, he was still active, he was just a bit wobbly as well as being skinny now, so I was like, okay, something's not right. So I arranged for him to go to the vets the next morning. I rang them up that day and said, can I book an appointment for tomorrow? And they said best thing to do is ring up in the morning and book it then. So on the 30th of October in the morning, I rang the vets. I like literally got up so early, rang the vets. I had all Reuben's carrier ready the night before, and when I came down to come and get him, he was just laid in the run, and sadly he'd already passed away. And it was a big shock for me because I knew he was skinny and I knew there wasn't something right, but there was no way in a million years I expected him to die like that. Like, I thought he just probably had an underlying issue and we could get treatment and he'd be fine, but as I went to get him, to take him to the vets, he'd already gone. And I felt so guilty because I thought, I wish I'd come out before I'd booked the appointment. Like, I got up so early, booked the appointment, and then went to get him, but I just wish I came down here first before I'd booked it, because maybe he would have still been alive and maybe I could have, like, you know, been with him. But I'm not sure how long he died. I think he'd probably died in the night. He'd obviously come out into the run to play and just passed away. But his friends were right by his side, so he wouldn't have been on his own, which is quite a nice comfort. But to be honest, I'm quite disappointed with the vets. Basically, I have a vet that I use for like all rabbit health related issues, except vaccinations. For vaccinations, we just go to my local vet because it's only down the road, and a vaccination is a vaccination, right? Like, they're not any different anywhere else. However, that vet didn't seem alarmed by the fact that Reuben had lost half his body weight. She said, yeah, it's a bit concerning, but keep an eye on him. And I feel like, thinking back now, she should have been like, no, this is serious, let's get tests done today. But she didn't. She was like, just keep an eye on him. And so now I'm not even going to use that vets for vaccinations now, because honestly, something like that should have been picked up on. Like, I'm not a vet, I trusted them. And yeah, so like I said, I only ever used that local vets for vaccinations, but now I don't even trust them for that. And to be fair, with what was wrong with Reuben, it seems like he probably couldn't have been saved anyway. But I am just disappointed in how the vet didn't really do anything sooner. But yeah, so I lost Reuben and it's been difficult. I am still really upset about Reuben. I'm just able to talk about it a lot easier now because it has been 4 months, so it's not as fresh in my mind. But I still do love him to bits. I still miss him. He was the sweetest little thing. He was such a little character. He'd always run up to see me, and his fur was just felt like velvet. It was amazing. and he was just so cute, and I'm going to really miss him. And I'm sure a lot of you are too, because I know he was quite a favourite on this channel, my little Rex. So it is really weird going back to having 2 rabbits, but they seem to be coping okay, and they coped really well after he died actually, and I think that's because they had each other, like no rabbit was left on their own. So they're doing fine. I'll show you Bertie. Hi Fluffy Butt, you okay? Hello, hello, you're so beautiful. So yeah, that's the awful update about Reuben. And yeah, and people have asked if I'm going to get another rabbit, and Primmy, what are you doing? Primrose, stop! Yeah, people have asked if I'm thinking of getting another rabbit to get trio again, and at this moment in time, no, I'm not. I still want to have rabbits in the future. It's not that I want to stop having rabbits, but just at this moment in time, I'm pretty happy with 2 bunnies, and I don't feel like there's any need. Don't eat that. Flipping it. I don't think there's a need to get another one. This is a tent for rabbits and she's eating it, so I might have to take it out. But yes, so no 3rd rabbit on the cards yet. So now on to my guinea pig updates. So unfortunately, again, it's a very sad one, and as you can see, I only have 1 guinea pig here, and that's my little Sweet Pea. Hello. Sweet Pea is 5 years old now. She's doing absolutely amazing. She's very healthy, and a lot tamer now actually. But obviously, as you can see, she's on her own, and that is because we've lost Daffodil. Daffodil was about 6 years old, and she was actually Sweet Pea's auntie. And yeah, they were a very bonded couple, so it's very sad now that I only have Sweet Pea left. So like with Reuben, I noticed that Daffodil had started losing quite a bit of weight, so I was quite concerned. And I also noticed that she started to look a bit uncomfortable. So I took her straight to the vets, the good vets, not the ones that did the vaccinations and didn't pick up on Reuben's weight. So yeah, took her straight to the vets to see what was going on and hopefully see if we can get her feeling better. So the vet was really good. She did a full examination of her, checked inside her mouth and everything to see, well, basically to try and find out why she was losing weight, because she thought it could be her teeth, could be anything really. But her teeth were absolutely fine. But unfortunately, when the vet was feeling Daffodil's tummy, she realised that she could feel a lump. Now, she was hoping it was in the bladder, because if it was in the bladder, it could have been a bladder stone, which is a bit easier to kind of remove than anything else. But she sent her in for x-rays the very next day. So the next day, off she went for all her x-rays with a little packed lunch and everything, all ready to go. And unfortunately, it wasn't good news. The lump or mass that they found was not in her bladder, it was higher up. And basically it meant it would be very hard to operate on. The mass was causing her quite a bit of discomfort, and basically I was given 2 options. The first one was to remove it, but the vet was very honest with me, very open with me. She wasn't bothered about money and just doing operations for money. She was truthful, and she told me that she didn't think it was worth putting Daffodil through the operation, and that's because, number 1, she didn't think she would survive it, and number 2, even if she did, she would be, because she was so thin, she was only 600 grams, she didn't think that the recovery would go well, and she'd just be in more pain, and it would just be kind of cruel to put her through it. So we didn't go with that option. The second option was to give her Metacam, which is a pain relief, and she'd have that daily, and then basically I'd have her put to sleep when the time felt right. So when Daffodil basically told me that she was ready to go. So by that I mean, like, if she seemed like she was back in any pain or anything like that, then that would be her time to go. So that's the option we went with, unfortunately. It was okay because we had the Metacam, and obviously that did make her feel a lot better. So the Metacam made her perk up a lot. She was much happier. She was interacting with Sweet Pea a lot more again. She was eating and drinking and, I don't know, just seemed very happy, squeaking for veggies and everything. So when it got to the 7th day of Daffodil being on the medication, I went down in the morning to go and give it to her and feed her. And unfortunately, I actually thought she had already died because of where I found her. She was in the corner of the hutch and she was just lifeless. So I scooped her up and I held her, and I realised she was still alive, she was still breathing, but I'm pretty sure she was unconscious. Now, I knew she was dying there and then. I knew there was no point taking her to the vets because by the time we got her there she would have died, and I knew that. I could just see it in her eyes. I knew that she was dying. So what I did was I picked her up and I just held her and I just stroked her and I talked to her and I kept her warm and comfortable, and just basically told her how much we loved her and that it was okay for her to go. And she did go. After 20 minutes of just laying in my arms, she peacefully passed away. And I felt comfort in knowing that she'd gone in such a nice way and that she was no longer in any pain. It was a good way for her to go. It was the best way for any pet to go, really. Just comfortable. That's all I ever want for them when they're passing away. Is for it to be comfortable. And it was for her. But obviously that leaves me with Sweet Pea all on her own. So Daffodil passed away on the morning of the 18th of January, and it's now the 7th of March, I believe. Now, I've been trying since Daffodil died to find Sweet Pea a friend, but it's not as simple as just going and adopting one, because this is a bit of a strange situation. So I've decided that after Sweet Pea, I don't want to get any more guinea pigs, because well, I'm not going to justify all my reasons, but I've basically had guinea pigs for over 10 years now. I think I've had them for 13 years, and it's got to the point where I'm struggling to divide my time for both the rabbits and the guinea pigs. I feel like if I didn't have the guinea pigs, I could give the rabbits a lot more room, and it would just be a lot less expensive and things like that. It's quite a lot of reasons, but also because I'm wanting to travel a lot, and my mum is actually allergic to the guinea pigs, and when I travel, she's happy to look after my pets. She's happy to look after Sweet Pea, but we've decided that after Sweet Pea we don't want any more permanent ones, because just because my mum was allergic, it's not fair leaving her to look after them when ideally I shouldn't have any more. Anyway, there's a lot of reasons, but I absolutely love them to bits. I love Sweet Pea and I'm not rehoming her, but yeah, I don't want any more. However, I don't want to rehome her, I don't want any more, so what do? I've come to the great solution of finding a foster guinea pig. So basically, I'll have a guinea pig come and live with her, and she'll be happy because she'll have company. But sadly, when it comes to the time when I lose Sweet Pea, when she passes away, the foster guinea pig will go back to the rescue. Now, that might seem harsh, it might seem like, why are you giving away your guinea pig? But technically that guinea pig will never really be mine. I'll just be the fosterer. Whereas Sweet Pea is basically the last permanent guinea pig for me. And I love her to bits, and I just want her to be happy, and I want her to get a friend. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find a friend in the best way possible. I don't want her to be on her own, that's not fair, but also don't want to rehome her. So yeah, that's like the only option left. And it seems like a good one, and I found a rescue, and they're very, very happy to find her a partner in this situation. They're very understanding, they're absolutely great. So hopefully she will have a boyfriend very soon. I've never had a male guinea pig before, so this is going to be interesting. He's neutered and he's called Christoph. I didn't name him. I'm not going to change his name because he's a foster, he's not mine, so obviously we're going to keep the name he comes with. But I quite like it, I think it's cute. So hopefully if they bond well, then I'll have a little friend for her, a little foster pig. So that's what's going to happen. But the reason it's taken so long is because I've kind of been messed around by someone else. Somebody else came to me and said that I could have 2 guinea pigs off them and in the same kind of situation, and then when I lose Sweet Pea, those 2 girls can go back to her. However, every time I've tried to contact her and arrange a date to get them, she's always had an excuse. Now maybe it's genuine and she can't get them to me, but I've been waiting well over a month now, and it just got to the point where it's not fair on Sweet Pea to wait any longer. So I am going to be getting a guinea pig from this other rescue instead, which is going to be great. So all being well, she'll have a friend very, very soon. The reason she's inside at the moment is because we have had awful weather here in the UK. It's been snowing so heavily, and basically I didn't want her to be left outside in the cold, especially now because she's on her own and doesn't have another guinea pig to snuggle up with. So I've got a little indoor cage. It's not big enough for 2, but it's good temporarily. So she's just been inside in an unheated room, because it's important you don't put them in a heated room because the temperature change can really affect them. So she's been in an unheated room in an indoor cage just for the time being until the weather warms up outside. But it started warming up today actually. It feels a lot warmer, so we should be seeing about getting her back outside shortly. But yeah, I think she's enjoyed being inside, and it seems to have like tamed her a bit. She seems a lot more human friendly now. Like she's happy to let me stroke her and things, and happy to get picked up, whereas she used to squeal like crazy when we tried to pick her up. But yeah, so she's doing really, really well, and hopefully she's going to have a friend soon. Now this video is getting really, really long, so I will update you on Spencer in a separate video. I'll just do a whole new one, an update on him basically, so you can see him. But yeah, so Sweet Pea's okay, Bertie and Primrose are okay, but sadly we did lose Reuben and Daffodil. But yeah, hopefully get Sweet Pea a friend and we'll be all good. But we will always miss Reuben and Daffodil, and we'll always remember them, and I'm glad I've got these videos in this channel to remember them by. So that's nice. So sorry about how long this video was, but hopefully you're up to date now on the situation. And I can get on with uploading my other videos, and it'll make more sense now because I have filmed a few before this one, and now I can upload them, and you won't be like, where's Reuben, where's Daffodil, because you'll know. But yes, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.